We never see them taking a video of this particular man or woman falling from the sky down when they lose their powers. It's always when they have been caught that they will not video them, that they will not start performing the whatever justice they want to feel. Either lock them up or beat them to ashes or burn them to ashes or what have you. You know they call dementia. This is something that happens to people in old age. A white woman, when she's old and basically having mental illness, she starts with dementia. But in Nigeria, she starts with a witch.
Every time, like, they're always old. Why are they always old? And if they were witches, why have they not witchcrafted themselves out of captivity?
So you've seen that video, old people being accused of being witches, and the comment section is fighting. Witchcraft is real. This is African superstition. Africans are backward. But let me tell you something that's going to make you very quiet. Witchcraft did not start in Africa. In fact, when we talk about the history of witchcraft, Africa doesn't even come close. But you see, before we talk about Africa, let me take you to Germany in the year 1581. In the city of Trier, a witch hunt begins that lasts for about 12 years. And by the time it ended, over 360 people have been burnt alive. And 2 entire villages were completely wiped out. Between the 1400s and the 1700s, Europe executed over tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of people being accused of witchcraft. Mostly poor, mostly old. And have you heard of the Salem trials in Massachusetts, United States? Over 200 people were accused of witchcraft. Over 30 of them were somehow found guilty. 19 of whom were executed, with a 71-year-old man who refused to enter a plea deal tortured to death. And ironically, Europeans who believed in witchcraft came into Africa with their witchcraft paranoid mind and labeled African traditional spiritual practices evil. But here's what's actually happening in Africa today. In Tanzania, thousands of people were killed between 1960 to 2000 accused of witchcraft, mostly being elderly women. In Nigeria, thousands of children, especially in the Niger Delta region, have been labeled witches. Some abandoned on the street and physically abused. In Ghana, there are actual witch camps, places where accused women are sent to live, exiled from their own communities. And as of 2024, over 500 women are still living in them. In the Gambia, 2009, the president ordered the mass arrest of over 1,000 people accused of witchcraft. In 2009, they were forced to drink unknown substances, beaten, and with one man being unalive. This is real. This is happening. I'm not dismissing that. But here is the pattern that nobody wants to talk about. In Europe, 1692, who were accused? Poor women, elderly women, outsiders, people who don't fit. In Africa today, who gets accused? The same elderly women, poor women, children who are orphans or who are mentally and socially ill. In the Gambia, why did the people who were arrested confess? Because they were tortured until they did, just like in Trier, just like in Salem. One researcher puts this very plainly. Accusations of witchcraft almost always spike during economic hardship, disease, or community distress, which are the things Nigeria and other African countries still critically face. When people can't explain why the couple died, why the child died, or why the businesses suddenly collapsed, they need somewhere to put the blame. You only remember you have an uncle in the village who doesn't want you to succeed when things start becoming rough. And you see, they always put the blame on the most vulnerable person nearby. This is not an African concept. It is human. So it's not that Africans are backwards or Africans are foolish, but because Africa still provides fertile ground for such kind of beliefs to thrive. So the next time you hear someone say only Africans believe in witches, remind them that the last person legally executed for witchcraft in Europe died in Switzerland in 1782. You see, we didn't invent this fear, we inherited it. And maybe the real danger isn't witchcraft, but what fear makes people do. Like, subscribe, share this video, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you in the next one.